Hi everyone, welcome to Jackie's Pick. In this new series, I will talk about games I love and I think more people should know about. In our first episode, I'll be showing you the second edition of Dadaocheng. The first edition was crowdfunded in Taiwan back in 2015. Even though the campaign was very successful, many of you might have never heard of this game if you live outside of Asia. And that is the reason why I want to cover more of these import games on my channel and bring them to your attention. So let's take a closer look. Let's start with the theme and artwork. Dadaocheng is set at the turn of the 20th century, and players are foreign traders exporting goods out of the city of Dadaocheng in order to gain prestige points. In 6 rounds, 6 different events based on real history will trigger. Some of these events will bring a one-time bonus, and some of these events will be for endgame scoring. In the category of economics and puzzle games, this is probably one of the few that is set in Taiwan. The nostalgic color palette and illustration style really help drive that home for me. Now, onto the highlight of Dadaocheng, the mechanics. Dadaocheng has a very unique disc manipulation puzzle mechanics on how you gain resources. The 5 different resource types in Dadaocheng are rice, opium, camphor oil, sugar, and tea. The discs are two-sided. When you look at each resource disc, you can see that there are 2 colors in the background. The bottom color indicates what type of resource this disc will give you when you flip it. A player can do 2 things on their turn to manipulate the disc. They can swap the position of 2 discs, or they can flip 1 disc. This can be done in any combination. The objective is to create 3 or 4 resource discs of the same type in a straight line. You will gain 1 cube if you line up 3 of the same type, or 2 cubes if you line up 4 of the same type of resource discs. After resolving a line, the players will now flip all the discs in that line to the other side. If after you flip a resource disc, you see a square on the flip side, you would then place a corresponding resource on that resource disc like so. On the same turn, this resource disc will not flip again, even if it's part of a line that will be later resolved again. The resource cube will stay on this disc until the next player uses this particular resource disc to trigger another line. In this situation, I've made 2 lines of 3. I can only pick one of these to resolve. As you can see in this example, you can resolve the lines in any order. An experienced player can chain multiple lines in a single turn and gain multiple resource cubes. And for me, figuring out the ultimate cascading combo to gain a bunch of resource tokens in 1 turn is the best part of the game. In the first edition of Dadaocheng, when you gain resources, you will use them to purchase ship cards or building cards, and that's where your points will be coming from. In the new edition, you will use the resources to advance trackers on your personal resource board or shipping board in order to gain points that way. It will probably take you a few rounds before you understand how everything works. Here are a few tips. First of all, don't be afraid of gaining the opium resources. It only counts as 1 resource towards your storage limit, but it can be expanded into 2 resources of your choice. You can always try to gain some rice resource later on, so you can decrease the amount of opium point deduction you will have to take at the end of the game. If you have gained some opium, be on the lookout for 1898 and 1915 to reduce the penalty you have to take at the end of the game. Speaking of the rice resource, it is great for making wishes at the city god temple. If you like to do this, make sure you grab the numerology hall quickly. You will get the most out of each row. If you double down on gaining the grain shop, you are set to reap the reward at the city god temple every round. If gambling isn't your thing, then maybe you should try focusing on shipping. The tea resource or green cubes are essential when it comes to taking shipping actions. But you can also advance on the shipping track quickly if you have the tea shop building. Many actions on the shipping board requires 2 cubes to be advanced. But if you have the tea shop, you only have to pay 1 green in order to advance 1 space. And that is very efficient. Veggie vendors and herbal shops are versatile buildings. If you want to advance your resource tracks evenly, those 2 buildings will come in handy. By the way, there are 2 mansion cards in the game. One has 2 mansion icons and one only has 1. And it's first come, first serve. If you are a player who's looking for an economics game with a unique theme and mechanic, or you're a puzzle game lover, I hope I put Dadaocheng on your radar. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!